Okay. We'll take a shot of it now.
I don't know if they call it a shot.
I just water the team seats.
Oh, my goodness.
Since the board may select one of the three options. It's 4140. No, it's not 4140, it's
You're gonna ask everybody to
3620.
go in closed session. Out of it. That's the only way.
That's what we do.
You gonna change the agenda in? You gonna get like this? You gonna run the out of conference for the
We'll call the meeting to order. I want to welcome all visitors. Thank you for coming. Hope everybody had a good start to their summer. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of May 6th minutes.
So move.
I second.
Got a
Got
motion and a second. All in favor?
Uh,
Any opposed? Approve the June 3rd board agenda.
So move.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Staff attendance recognition.
So, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, it gives me great honor to continue to honor school with the lowest average number of teacher absences each quarter. And teachers at Comfort Elementary had the highest attendance rate during the fourth quarter. And this time we'd like to present our traveling trophy to the teachers and principal of Comfort Elementary.
They'll get people along us because they got it all standard.
Thank you, Ms. Parks. You make me look better than Mr. Marquis.
That'll get it. That'll have it.
1, 2, 3. I got you.
Congratulations.
If somebody actually wipe that cookie down every month.
That's me, that's
I got you. Got you. On the perch.
EC discussion items, EC classroom.
Good evening. I just wanted to bring your attention and propose that I'm going to be moving the EC self-contained adaptive classroom at Pollocksville to Trenton Elementary. And we're gonna put a different focus on that classroom with a focus of probably grades 4 through 7th grade. And this for a number of reasons. All the self-contained classrooms will be in one location. It would also cut down on transportation and possibly alleviate one bus. And then all the kids could also receive related services, such as in-person speech, as we're also looking to do away with the virtual speech that we already have, by hiring someone for that. So just for a number of reasons, we're looking to kind of transition and move that classroom, Trenton Elementary. Any questions regarding that?
How many students would that be?
It will be around 7 to 8 that are there currently, but total probably 10 to 11 students.
So you have more already at Trenton than you would coming from other places.
There are a
Oh,
couple,
great.
already over there. We're looking kind of to maybe add like a little behavior focus on that classroom with behavior needs that we have, in the county already. So there are a couple students already there as well.
Okay. Well, like you said, we've already worked out the busing situation on that, so I'm guessing, so we.
Yes, so I kind of talked to Mr. Whittington and, Julius about that, and it would most likely alleviate one whole EC bus.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do we have to vote on this, or you're just telling us?
I think just kind of telling you and discussion. Yes, sir.
Maura, what are you talking? What do you think?
I think it's an information item.
Gotcha.
So I don't think any
Keep it rolling.
actions requested required.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Department update.
Good evening. Thank you for everybody for being here. I'd also like to thank those who are watching at home, teachers and principals, staff members. Thank you very much for getting us through this school year. This is a great time, not only to be a student, but also for many, many teachers. They have smiles on their faces. I understand that. I'd like to compliment educational programs. Board members, you have the department updates. Janelle Enstrom and Kyle Smith have worked together. They helped a student from Jones Senior apply for the governor's page program. For the first time in Jones Senior history, we will have a governor's page. Ms. Corin Reddy was accepted this morning. So that's very, very exciting. I'd also like to compliment the transportation department. We finalized all GPS systems on all of our buses. Ms. Linda Murphy-Hill has worked with a TIMS program to make our routes more efficient going into the summer programs and for next school year. This will help us in cost cutting and will help the transportation budget. Finally, for testing and accountability, Ms. Susan Brown. There is a lot at stake and a lot of details that go into testing students in grades 3 through 12. She has done a wonderful job. And so if you see Miss Susan Brown, I would just actually ask that you give her a pat on the back because it can be high stress for her as well.
Mr. Watson, any question?
I'm gonna say the same thing, simplified stuff that I say every year. We have the testers, right? Or we already have?
We're finishing testing this week.
Testing this week, okay. I say the same thing, it's so simplistic, but if you know me, that's how I work. This is tiny, but I used to stress it to my football team, if you get 10% more rest, you're gonna get 10% more results out of your testing. You get a good night's sleep and a good night's rest the night before the game, and we weren't playing the game anywhere near as big as what end of year testing is. So if we can stress rest and a good night's sleep and eat and diet, especially the night of, that's going to help us. It might not help us a whole lot, but overall, I think it will. And that is very simplistic, but I think it helps. As I say, that's like picking it up off the ground. You know what I mean? Thank y'all.
Mr. Griffin?
I don't have anything.
Ms. Young?
No, sir.
All right, superintendent update.
Jones County Public School updates. It's exciting. We have 62 seniors graduating this year. It is actually our smallest class in K-12. Graduation is on Saturday at 10 a.m. What's exciting is 50 out of the 62 seniors are already enrolled in college or university. They're enlisted in the military or they are employed. And that's fantastic for that group of students. Scholarships wise, they received over $900,000 of scholarships this school year, which is unbelievable considering the size of the senior class. And I give kudos to the students, our teachers, and our school personnel for making that happen. One of the students that received a scholarship was Miss Caroline Jones. She's our first candidate in the LCC LEAP program, where it's Grow Your Own Teacher Preparation Program. She will have a full scholarship to LCC and ECU, and in turn, part of the contract, she will either have to come back to Jones County, Greene County, or Lenore County to teach. All K-5 teachers have completed statewide letters training. So those of you, if there are any still in here, congratulations. That was a 2-year program. That was a state required testing. It's equivalent to graduate level coursework. They did not get extra benefits or supplements to do so. And it was a lot of hard work. I commend them and thank them for their hard work. Finally, last but not least, Mr. T.C. Dudley. He won first place in Eastern North Carolina in a bus driver rodeo competition. He will be representing ENC at the state competition next week, June 12th. So if you see him, wish him luck.
Ms. Perry, any questions?
No questions.
Yes, we are. Mr. Griffin?
No. Yes, sir.
All right, we move into our action items. Out-of-state field trip requests. TSA, Orlando, Florida.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey,
For the ones that don't know, my name is Ava Williams. I'm a computer science technology teacher at Jones Senior High School. And I am requesting from the board that you all request for me to go out of state with some students for TSA. That's Technology Student Association. And they are going to nationals. I am so proud of these middle schoolers. I just don't know what to do. So that is my request for you all. They have done, I have 25 students this year to be in the TSA club, and it's growing, you guys. It's really good growing. I know some of the board members did get the opportunity to come to the TSA banquet, and it was very nice to see all of the students and how they competed with students all over North Carolina and still ranked high enough. They were ranked, the last one that's going to nationals, the 2 middle schoolers, they ranked 5th in the state. So they made it to nationals. So one of them cannot go due to finance, but we're gonna work on that next year. So that if you qualify, I want them to be able to go if they qualify. And she did, but we didn't have enough money. But one parent stepped up and is making sure that their child gets there. So I'm requesting that you all allow me to go, and I will appreciate it if you do. Any questions for me that you need to know?
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We worked very hard.
Give me a motion. I'll make a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed?
All right, thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
CLNA.
So, on behalf of the Career and Technical Education Department here in Jones County Public Schools, we were asked to complete a CLNA, which is a federally mandated plan for every 2 years. The school district is supposed to complete a CLNA, comprehensive local needs assessment. If you don't know what a CLNA is, it's to support data-driven decision-making and more closely align planning, spending, and accountability activities under Perkins 5. The results of the local needs assessment must form the foundation of a local application and drive local spending decisions from state and federal dollars. It's not local money, this is state and federal dollars. And what this is we come together, we bring business advisory, parents, teachers, everybody in the local community that has something to do with our local workforce and our students in our school systems to see where we need to go with career and technical education. We want to make sure that we are aligning what we do to the local workforce, to what the career outlook's going to be, with the help of My Future NC with Tony Blunt and Star Jobs. We kind of see where our workforce in Jones County is going to be heading, and even Eastern North Carolina. What is the potential outlook, and are we aligning our course curriculum to those things? Are we giving them the certifications and the credentials that they need to have a job or have a career and set them up for success whenever they graduate from Jones County Public Schools? And so with that, we completed this CLNA, and it is supposed to be adopted and passed from the local Board of Education in our district. And it was provided to you at the middle of the week to review. And we have to get it passed to send off to get our monies, our dollars. And throughout this process, we learned a great deal about our career and technical education department, where we're struggling at, where we need to grow. And as you see in your thing, if there was a 1 that maybe we're falling a little short on in that ranking, if there's a 2, then we're doing okay. It could be better. 3, we're really excelling in those things. And we want to make sure that we're striving for all 3s, but there's always room for growth. And we saw that as far as our science scores and our concentrators. What are we doing aligning our CTE with science and things like that were really eye-opening when completing this process. It's really an visual of what we can do to be better, what we're going to do. So how can we better prepare our students for the workforce, for careers that are going to make them be more successful? So we're asking for your approval, CLNA research, to send for federal and state funding under the Perkins 5.
I'll turn that into a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Just correct my name to last name spelling on my name.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. We need
They have an H at the end instead of a W.
Okay.
I just, thank you. It's great. It's a great document.
Yeah.
It took a lot of work.
So that's a minor detail.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll make sure it fits.
Nice work with
That was really a team effort, all the CTE, all the admin, and the whole county really come together to complete this document. It's not just Miss Barbara Lee really spearheaded it, and so we're very thankful for a great team that we have.
It's as heavy as the superintendent's evaluation. That's a joke, y'all. Y'all have to know the inside to that.
That's what it takes to make sure our students are successful whenever they leave.
Yeah, you done. Good job. It's the 2-pounder.
All right, got a motion, got a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Appreciate it, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Spring PLS update.
So, board members, if you'll take a look at in your package, you have this PLS updates that we gave you a first reading on last month. And I had highlighted 3 of those in particular, but take special note of the policy updates that are listed there in pages 1 through 7. And some of them are recommended, some are strongly recommended, and some are required. You've had an opportunity to review those, so we'll be taking action, I would assume, as presented here. Any questions?
Mr. Watson, any questions?
No, sir.
Mr. Griffin?
The only thing that caught my eye when being the former athletic director is on 3260. And it's under, I think it's note 3, where the board has to choose one of the 3 options.
What one now?
Actually, it's
3620.
3620, excuse me. I can't see. And it's concerning, you had to pick one of the 3. Which one are we at? Just out of curiosity.
I honestly couldn't tell you now.
I couldn't either, that's why I asked. I think you have to pick one of those 3 things. I think one of them is dual enrollment, homeschool, and there was primary residence.
Right, your 3 options are,
Yeah. Option 1.
this is option 1 permits participation of all homeschool students. Option 2 reflects the old High School Athletic Association rules limiting participation only to dually enrolled homeschool students. And then option 3 prohibits participation by any homeschool student. And the board may select one of the 3 options or create its own alternative.
So
Yeah,
if
so-
if the board needs more time to consider which
Yeah.
option to
So
select,
I just did not know, as being,
I think you're right, there's none recommended here, it doesn't say it in the policy, so what we could do is entertain a motion to remove board policy 3620 from this packet of policies, take action on the others, and bring 3620 back at your next meeting.
Is that a problem
With the
with
right
Not something
times.
for me, I think it's a smart play,
That's
to
smart.
be honest.
okay,
Definitely warrants a discussion, a deeper discussion.
Said before we adopt this policy.
yeah, well, I picked up, only had to choose one out of three. And I wasn't aware.
Are you allowed to say something?
Pardon me?
Can I say something, or am I not allowed? No? Okay.
Yeah. But later, maybe.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You can sign up for public comment.
It's okay.
Mr. Lawson, any question?
No, good omens for y'all.
Mr. Griffin?
No, no, we're gonna take that out.
Yeah,
Need a motion?
make a motion to remove
36.
3620
And adopt.
and adopt.
I would do two separate, I'd do
Okay.
first just a motion to remove 3620 from the slate of policies under review today.
Second.
She made a motion.
I made that.
Yeah. Got a motion and a second, all in favor? Any opposed? Next motion. To adopt.
Make a motion to adopt
The remains,
the remains after 36.
I'll second that too.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Alright,
Any opposed? Budget amendment number 9.
Good evening, board. I presented to you budget amendment number 9. And I'm requesting approval of this budget amendment. The previous budget amendment number 8. This amendment increases that budget amendment by $257,479.02. And that increase is attributable to additional funding that we received for state, for PRC 011. And that is just one of our guaranteed budgets that the state will fund based on the expenses that we have in that category for annual leave vacation payout. It also represents $277 increase in our federal funding for 2 of our PRCs. And then it also mainly includes an increase in our capital outlay funding by $252,054. And that is just to correlate with what our actual half-cent sales tax receipts have been for this year. So based on that information, I'm requesting that the board approve budget amendment number.
motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor? Any opposed? 24-25 budget resolution.
Yes, sir. For our planning budget that we passed and that the board approved in April, we presented that planning budget based off of the information that we had available to us at that time. Since then, the state has presented its own planning budget. So in order to better correlate with the information that we've received with the state, I've created our budget resolution for 2024-2025 based on that data. The state does their planning budget starting with the initial budget for the prior year. So they present to us a planning budget based on what we started with in 2024. And then they make adjustments to that budget as we get into the year and they actually have a budget that is passed. To correlate with the information that the state has presented, I have amended our planning budget to present it in the form of our budget resolution. This budget resolution will increase as 2025 progresses, as we get our final state budget, as we get our final county budget, and as we get additional funding for federal programs. But in order to just begin the year, I'm asking that the board consider our budget resolution for 2024-2025 as it is presented before if anyone has any questions, I'd be glad to answer as best I can.
Mr. Walker?
No, no, sir.
Mr. Rick? Mr. Young?
I'll make it into a motion that we adopt.
Got a motion?
I'll say.
Got a second? Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and the last, Candace, okay,
Request.
for the delegation of
Yes.
authority, okay. So lastly, as we prepare to close out fiscal year 2024, in a perfect world, we would know what all of our allocations are, and we would have them at this point in the year. But right now, we still do not have all of the funding that we're going to be receiving for 2024. The state did inform us last week that they had funds in reserves that they are planning to distribute to each of the schools. And because we will anticipate receiving additional state funds, we also anticipate some changes in our federal funding. We will either need to have another special meeting by the board, or I'm asking for either one of those two things. Either the board approve having a special meeting the last week of June so that we can approve any additional budget adjustments that may occur for fiscal year 2024, or that the board approve Mr. Marquis as a superintendent, approving any additional adjustments that happen for this fiscal year only, and then informing the board of those changes at the next meeting.
Is that allowable?
Sir?
Is that allowable?
Yes, sir. As long as we have it in our minutes that you delegated that authority to the superintendent, yes, sir. There are some schools that do operate in that way.
I've never done it that way, but I'm fine with doing it.
Is that legal?
I don't have any reason to question your finance officer on that, no. It's up to the board. You can adopt that policy, or you can say that if we're able to get this information for the end of the month, we'd like to set a special meeting to be scheduled.
We're gonna see it at the very next meeting. You know, what's Bryce gonna do, give himself a gigantic raise? Come on. We'll be okay. I think we'll be okay.
She needs to make a motion, or the ability to make one.
I haven't done anything yet. I'll do the latter, thing you said,
Designate the superintendent.
and give him that option for this year.
Yes. I think we're all right with that.
That's the motion.
Second.
Got a motion
Hmm.
and a second. All in favor? Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Public comment.
Everybody sign up.
You got something to say?
I was just gonna make the comment that, as, my oldest son goes to Jones Senior High, but my middle child is homeschooled and she plays soccer. And so I wanna, if you guys didn't take that away, as a parent, very appreciative. And Coach Perry was wonderful and inclusive, and I know several other parents that their homeschool children play sports with Jones Senior High. And I think it gives a good outlook on all the community of the schools being inclusive with everyone. So just if you already voted not to do it, then that's fine, but I just wanted to say, woo-hoo, it was great.
We don't have a policy.
Okay, I wasn't sure about this. That was my public comment.
We're trying to lure you in. Trying to bring you in. Go ahead. Thank you, ma'am.
Board comments, Mr. Walston.
Just again, thank you to everybody for a pretty good year and finishing out the year. Just thank you for hanging in there.
Mr. Griffin.
I don't really have anything.
Congratulations to the teachers and all the staff, employees for a job well done. Appreciate you.
And seniors, woo woo.
Ms. Burr.
Just thank you to all the staff and that has survived this year. Looking forward to your break for the summer. I do encourage the students and the parents to continue to keep your mind sharp through the summer, so you'll be ready for next year. And I've really enjoyed the invitations to the special events that have been held for the schools. Couldn't make it all of them. Tried to make it to most of them, but I'm seeing a lot of great in the CTE program, and the TSA has gone from 4 or 5 students to 25, and we see it growing. So they had their banquet and hosted and all these different things, and they just went over the top to celebrate these children. I'm very proud of that, and was glad to see that these kids got to be recognized. So I just appreciate all of you for putting your effort forward, and look forward to a great new year, and take a break over the summer. That's all I have.
And the only thing I got, and as the camera's rolling, is to say that this board acts as a unit. This Bird, Mr. Walson, Mr. Griffin, Mr. Rial, myself, cannot make changes without majority of the vote. We work as a unit, not as one. And there's certain things that we can and cannot do. There's a joke that goes around that how many board members that take the screw on a light bulb? 0. The board said, let there be light, and the administration has to provide that light. Sometimes, and then we got to go back and review that light, see if it's working or not. For example, the board voted to have 2 public comments. That's what the board voted to do. And the administration has to provide that. And if we don't understand that, we hire the wrong person, because as he tell his people what to do, it's expected to get done. And again, we say provide the light, administration provides that light. We may have to come back and look and see if that light working right, but we do have to provide that, and we does that as a board. One person cannot make any decision for the school system. We don't have any authority to hire fire, except for one guy. That's Mr. Marquise. And I want to make sure that everybody that can listen to this understand that we don't make that decision. The board make that decision, but either hire or fire. And again, I just want to make sure I get that out there, because I heard a lot about when this person said that, this person said that. They can't do it without the vote. I can't make any change. I'm only 1/5 of the vote, 1/5. Without the majority, I can say I can make this change, but I can't without the majority of the vote. Just want to make sure I get that out there, because I heard a lot that this person said they can do this and can't do that, but they can't do it without that. That's all I have. We'll now be entering into closed session to discuss personnel, general statute 143, 318, 11A, 1A5, and A6, to prevent disclosure personnel information. Pursuant to general statute 115C 231. We do ask that everybody leave out the building. I do know we have some transfers, but we'll call you back in the building.
For transfers, I would just add to the motion and student information under 20 USC 1232G.
What she said.
So moved.
Got a motion in, got a second. Candace. He made a motion to go to closed session. Larry second.
Oh, okay.
All in favor? Nine closed session.
You just want them to step outside to the front, and then
Yeah,
one of us
in
will
the
go
lobby,
get each
and
of
we'll
them.
get them in the order that they